Good morning, how are we doing today? I'm good, thanks for asking. I'm tired this morning, very much not in a chatty mood. I put bronzer on for the first time in like 3 months, because normally I'm such a blush girl, but I put bronzer on because I was like, yeah, spring's here, that means summer's around the corner. A little bit of colour in my cheeks. I'm not sure if I like it. Just gonna run the straightness through my hair and then I'm gonna get dressed and go off to work for the day. It's super sunny today. Trying my best not to fall into the trap of thinking it's also going to be warm. But Norwich in the sun is just so beautiful. I love it, I love it, I love it, I love it. Last night I finished Sunrise on the Reaping, and this morning I've woken up and I have not stopped thinking about it. This is the quickest I've ever got through a book. It took me 3 days. We know I'm a Hunger Games girly through and through, so I obviously had to read it. There is so much I could say about this book, but I haven't had long enough to think about it before putting it into words. So good. This is the story of Haymitch and his Hunger Games, who was obviously Katniss and Peter's mentor in the trilogy of the Hunger Games. There were multiple times whilst I was reading this where I had to literally put the book down and be like, oof. Not just because it was good writing and I was enjoying the book, but because obviously it's going to be a film. The trilogy got made into films, Songbirds and Snakes got turned into a film. Obviously this is going to be a film too. I really struggle with like building pictures in my mind when I'm reading, and that's probably a reason why I don't read too much, but the writing in this is so visual, and it was just so hard not to get lost in this and not to pick it up at every given moment that I had spare. And there were so many instances where like a reference from either Songbirds and Snakes or the trilogy would come up, and like, I don't know, it just made me feel like I was part of something. I know how lame that sounds, but like being able to pick up on like a small detail that you think, oh, someone probably wouldn't have got that if they didn't read the trilogy or read Songbirds and Snakes. But also just like Suzanne Collins and her attention to detail are incredible. Also, this is my first ever hardback version of a Hunger Games book, because I don't have Songbirds and Snakes. I listened to that as an audiobook, but I do have the trilogy. I actually finished this last night and then straight away went and got my copy of the first one because I was like, well, now I know what I've got to do. But I actually think I'm gonna put this one down for a little bit, take a little Hunger Games break, and then do the trilogy, buy Songbirds and Snakes, and then read that one as well and just do like the full thing. Hands down, the coolest thing about my office is this. A welcome to Norwich, a fine city, home of the Avengers. All of the girls in my office hate this sign. Every time I come in, I'm like, yeah, Norwich is home of the Avengers. I feel like it's pretty common knowledge that the Sainsbury's Centre in Norwich was the HQ of the Avengers. I'll pop some photos up. Where else? I think maybe it was for the Wolverine and Deadpool film. They filmed on Holcombe Beach there, I think that's right. I just love seeing Norfolk and Norwich like on a big screen. It's just so good to me. Right, let me block the sun with my big head. Time to go home. I'm absolutely knackered today, but very much did eat my way through everything I could have. It was my manager's birthday today, so she brought in cake. So at 3 o'clock we all stopped and just had like cups of tea and cake, and it was just really lovely and delightful. Now I'm gonna go to the shop on campus. I don't know if I've actually mentioned that. I work at UEA, which is obviously the uni that I went to. I love it here. But yeah, I'm gonna go to the shop and pick up some bits and bobs for dinner, because there's a really good wild food section at the little shop on campus, and I'm really craving some like instant noodles but done fun. So I might try and see if they've got any like gyoza or something, just to kind of like make it feel more like a dinner rather than just like instant noodles. But yeah, after that I'm gonna get the bus home. Oh, look how beautiful that is. re-dye my hair because I'm just not having a good hair day at the moment. Also, I've got like 2-inch roots, so just I need to do something with my life. And then I'm gonna do some journaling tonight. My boyfriend's coming over. It's just looking to be a real nice, wholesome day actually. I'm really glad I chose to share this one. Absolutely obsessed with the colour that it's come out. It's the Live Colour XXL Caramel Copper. It's a lot more orange to begin with, but this fades to like the most almost natural orange ginger that I've ever found. I love this colour so much, and it was on offer, so I got 2 for £11. And like I will top this up probably with the Shrine Copper, because that one's semi-permanent, and that's just like a nice colour top up. But I think this one's got some peroxide in it, so it lifts my roots, because I'm quite mousy brown underneath, and I feel so good. I feel so good. Like a proper self-care evening, and it's been really nice. My boyfriend's on his way home now. He's bringing some dinner stuff, and then he's gonna watch the football, and I think I'm gonna get some journaling done, which will be just a really nice way to round the evening off. I'm switching between 2 journals at the moment. Like I've got my little righty journal, and then I've started junk journaling recently. It's not pretty in any way, shape or form, but it's so fun to get like sticking and gluing, and like having a space to put all of my bits and bobs that I collect, because I'm such a sentimental person, and I'm always collecting like receipts, business cards, just bits and bobs. So yeah, that's what I'm going to spend the night doing, and it's just gonna be a nice time. Welcome to the journal section of the vlog. I just wanted to chat through quickly what I'm kind of doing journaling wise at the moment. I've said it before, I've said it 1,000 times. Journaling is something that absolutely changed my life. My journey with journaling started when I took an interest in cyclical living, which is kind of living and planning your life around the 28-day cycle that is the moon. So with that, what I would do was that every new moon and every full moon, I'd sit down and I'd write my journal, and I'd write what I'm thinking, what I'm feeling right now, how I feel like that kind of lines up with where the moon is at astrologically at the moment. And then I'd either do like intention setting or things I want to let go of, and it was just like a really good way for me to touch base with myself, like, and quite frequently too, because obviously the new moon and the full moon are always 2 weeks apart, so it was just kind of like a bi-weekly check-in for me. Then last year I picked up a new journal, and I vowed to myself that one was just going to be writing. There was not going to be anything pretty in it whatsoever. It was just me getting my feelings all out onto a page. And it's so unaesthetic. Like I've literally only ever written in that with a black ballpoint pen. And so I've been going with that for like at least a year now, and it's been a really great outlet for me, just like getting my feelings out in a non-judgmental space. I don't know how much we know about each other right now, but I've had a history of really struggling to feel open and vulnerable with my own emotions, and kind of admitting to myself what my emotions are. So having a space that felt non-judgmental was really healthy for me, and not non-judgmental in a way that felt like I was being judged by other people, because I don't think that was my main problem when it came to expressing my feelings. I feel like the judgment was coming from myself a lot of the time. But anyway, we can talk about that much more in a different video. This journal that you can see me working on right now, this is more of a little scrapbooking junk journal kind of thing. I love collecting stuff. I'm such a collector, a hoarder. I'm so sentimental. There are photos and snippets and bits and bobs and receipts pretty much anywhere you look, in any nook and cranny of my bedroom. And I got through the point where I was like clearing out some of my drawers, and I was like, what can I do with all of this stuff? And then obviously there's this massive trend of junk journaling over on social media at the moment. So I was like, I want to give that a go. So obviously what I'm doing right now is just sticking and gluing everything that I can into this journal. I'm not focusing on making it pretty whatsoever. I just want it to be a place where I can put my memories and my sentimental bits of fluff and stuff. And I don't know, maybe that comes into the whole like non-judgmental thing I was talking about earlier with the other journal. I don't need to judge myself on whether this journal looks pretty. It just needs to be a place where I can look at it and find comfort and see memories in my life. But yeah, that's how I'm kind of juggling journaling at the moment. I could talk about this for hours, honestly, but I think this was actually a really nice way to kind of wind down the vlog. So thanks for watching, thanks for spending this time with me. See you later, love you, bye.